Okay, looking good. And wow, that is a lot of hair. Well, it finally happened. The vacuum brush roll stopped spinning, and I got this nasty burnt rubber smell coming out of the vacuum cleaner. As you can see on the damaged belt here. Bought a replacement belt, and the brush roll still isn't spinning, so it looks like something's wrong with the brush roll itself. Now, as you can see here, this brush roll is all stuck and seized up, very hard to spin, while this other brush roll I have from a different vacuum cleaner spins smoothly 360 degrees. Now, if I was to go out and buy a new brush roll, it would cost me about $25. So let's see if we can take this one apart to fix whatever's stuck inside this thing. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is take off one of these end caps here in order to be able to see what's going on inside. I'm going to use a crowbar to pin down the cap while I pull up from the crown side here to loosen it up so that it'll hopefully come off. And don't forget to wear safety equipment. Just rotate it a little bit. Definitely making some progress, and it's spinning a lot smoother than it was before. Once we've loosened up the cap, we should be able to stick the crowbar directly into the gap to help pry it open. You can also use a flathead screwdriver to help you pry things open. Make sure to continually rotate so you don't apply too much pressure in just one area. Be careful not to use too much force, or you may end up breaking the cap like I did with this other brush roll. To avoid cracking, try to get the pry tip as close to the center as possible before applying leverage. And if you can get your tool to fit right into the gap between the center of the cap and the body of the brush roll, that'll help slide the cap off a lot easier too. Okay, looking good. And wow, that is a lot of hair. So at this point, I always recommend just taking a quick photo before you start doing any cleanup, just in case something comes out and you don't remember where stuff is supposed to go back in. So I'll go ahead and do that now. I'll also use some tweezers to remove as much hair and dirt as possible as I go along. Just to test things out, I'll give the brush roll a quick spin now, and it looks to be spinning smooth as butter. Fortunately, since this cap seems to be attached to this axle with just friction, it should be fairly straightforward to mash it back on when we're done. However, it also looks like the plastic around here got melted pretty badly when the brush roll was spinning in the vacuum, so hair may get stuck in here a little sooner than we'd like. Not much we can really do about that, maybe glue in some kind of washer or something, but I'm not going to bother with that for now. Let's just see if we can clean out the other side here as well. Just like before, we'll use the crowbar to loosen up the cap and then try and pry it off. Oh, this is actually pretty good. Not bad. Should be fairly simple to clean this side out. For reference, here's what the inside of my Bissell green vacuum brush roll looks like. The center rod actually slides right out. Alright, now that everything's cleaned out, we'll use a hammer to put the caps back on. Be careful not to hammer too hard, or the plastic could start grinding again. Looks to be spinning smoothly. When attaching the other cap, make sure that the squares line up on both sides so that the brush roll will fit back into the vacuum cleaner smoothly. Looks like I might have hammered this one a little bit too tight, so I'll have to loosen it up a little bit. Okay, I've reinstalled the brush roll into the vacuum. Let's power it on and test it out. Nice. That should keep things running for a while.